Hello weirdos, welcome back to my channel. My name is EmmaAbe, and this is the baby. Do you want people to see you? She's with us, and we have another haul video for you guys, about 20 books to show to you guys today. Man, she's just being super cuddly. I don't think she likes sleeping on her bed because the box that's under it is empty of books. So that's unfortunate. So I think she's gonna hang out here with me. So let's just get started. Do you wanna put you right here, okay? Is it no? There you go. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. That's okay. So the first book that I have to show you, do you want to get on my lap? Oh, you just want to leave. So the first book that I have to show you is The Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. This is volume 3. This is continuing the story. There's only 4 volumes in this, so we're getting closer to the end. I don't really know what's going to happen in this book, but this is written by Mo-Shan Tongshu, and I just love her writing and the worlds that she creates. So I'm going to continue getting these, and they will continue to come out, and I'm just excited. Then we have The Paper Man. This is by, we have The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories. This is by Ken Liu. I got this because I'm impatiently waiting for the 4th volume in the Dandelion trilogy by Ken Liu to come out. So I was like, let me check out some of his other works and some of his other stuff to see if I like it while I'm waiting for that book to come out. And so I picked up this one, which is a collection of his short stories. So I'm excited for this. I think I got this one off of Amazon. The next book that I got is The Great Moguls, India's Most Flamboyant Rulers. When I first picked this up, I thought it said The Great Mongols because I'm illiterate. Anyway, this is by Bamber Gascone, but this still seems really, really interesting. It's going to touch on Indian history and about the powerful people and the most wealthy people in India's history. So I think that's kind of interesting. Indian history is something that I don't know a ton about, and I am looking to get into learning more of it. And just as I'm looking to get into more of all history, if that makes any sense. God, English is not working for me today. The next thing that I got, or technically my parents got me, is this Not for Tourists Guides to Boston. This is the 2016 edition. Yeah, just because I'm moving to Boston, and we were at a Half Price Books, and my mom just wants to support my move to Boston, so she got me this. And in that same vein, she also got me Historic Walks in Old Boston. She knows that I'm going to be walking a lot because I do not have a car. Also can't drive, so there's that. So she got this Old Historic Walks in Boston. This is by John Harris, and it's the 4th edition. Yeah, and it's just gonna have walking guides to stuff in Boston, which I think would be really cool. So it might be something that I want to do on a weekly or occasionally, because I'm gonna be in Boston and I'm going to not have a ton of social engagements, if that makes any sense. The next book that I got is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. This is her great return to Twisted Fairy Tales, and this is Rumpelstiltskin. And I don't know what the plot is, but I really liked Marissa Meyer's other work with the whole Cinder trilogy and Lunar Chronicles. That's what it's called. So I'm really excited to see her go back to her roots and do this Twisted Fairy Tale stuff. I haven't read Renegade or anything like that superhero thing, just because I'm not really interested in it. But I am really excited to see this, and I learned about this book's existence a couple days before I got it, again at the Half Price Bookstore. The next book that I got is the new Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. This is by Michelle Alexander. I mean, this is not everybody talks about this, but this is one of the books that comes up when you wanted to talk about critical race theory. I saw it at a Half Price Books, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick this up, I'm going to give this a chance, because I've been liking a lot of the other critical race books series that I have been reading, so I thought that this would be a good one to add to the canon, or at least my bookshelves. The next book that I got is They Poured Fire on Us from the Sky. This is the true story of 3 lost boys from Sudan. It's by Benson Dang, Alfincion Dang, and Benjamin A. Jack, with Judy A. Bernstein. This is about the Civil War in Sudan and the young boys who fled that. And it's a memoir, biography, more fit into the memoir category of that, of these 3 young boys, and it's their story. It sounds like it's going to be a very sad story, very lot to read, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I think it would be a really good book. Yeah, that's this one. The next book that I got, or was gifted to me, is Be Drag Fabulous, How to Live Your Best Life. Cannot read today, oh my god. How to Live Your Best Drag Queen Life. And who is this by? It's not in the... Yeah, it's by Queen Legrandi. Basically, you have these little advice things, and then you have this really cool illustrated picture of different drag queens. I think most of these are from RuPaul's Drag Race. So this is a picture of Naomi Smalls, who is I think fabulous. Anyway, but this was gifted to me because it was my birthday recently. I didn't do a dedicated birthday haul book because I'm really stressed out. I'm making a big move in literally 3 days, and I have at least one more video to film of books before I leave, and I don't want to bring all the books that I have to film and show with me to Boston because I have a limited space. That's this one. I think this would just be a little fun one. I haven't decided if this is going to come with me or not. Anyway, the next book that I got is Master of Poisons. This is by Andrea Harrison, and this is basically a fantasy about this world that was once prosperous, with food, stuff like that. They're going through a drought, famine. There's not a lot of food happening. And you have all of these people basically trying to figure out why and solve the political problems that are going to come up. You have specifically a spy master, I guess a sorceress. It says Gyrut, but I'm not really sure what that is. So we're just going to say sorceress. So you have a spy master and a sorceress. They're trying to save their country, and I think it'd be interesting. Plus, I just think the cover really looks interesting. So that's this one. The next book I got is A Lady for a Duke. This is by Alexis Hall. And I got this because there's trans representation, and this is set in the past. I want to say Regency era, but I have no idea. And I just think that being able to see different types of people set in historical settings and being able to have the romance plot is really important. And I think, yeah, I love that we're seeing this more in romance stuff, but especially historical romance, because I love the idea of historical romance. However, I have a problem with how straight and white it is. So this is exciting, and the person who's trans is the lady. I'm just so excited. I think this book will make me happy. Continuing on the LGBTQ theming, we have Blackwater Sister. This is by Jen Cho, and this is about, basically you have this young Asian woman who is gay. She be lesbian. She's a medium, so she can see spirits, and she is dealing with having to go back to Malaysia, which is where she's from, because I read the back cover. She's go back to Malaysia, and she's kind of dealing with the anxiety that comes with being closeted and having to be with your parents, which is not fun at all. Oh my god. Speaking from personal experience. And also dealing with all of this other spiritual and magic thing that's happening with her being a medium. So I just thought this would be an interesting book, and so that's why I picked this one up. Plus, it's gay. Did I read beyond that it's gay when I bought this? No. Very, very simple. No. The next book that I got is Mad Adam by Margaret Atwood. This is the 3rd book in the Mad Adam trilogy, and I can't really talk too much about the plot without you know about the first two books, but essentially there's this virus that knocked out most of the world's population, and people in this book are trying to pick up the pieces and continue on and like continuing the human race in whatever way that resembles, and just trying to make something from the pieces that they have left of society. It's a lot more than that, but it's kind of hard to explain because you need the two books previously to understand this, but that's the one that I got. The next book that I got was Rogues: True Stories of Grifters, Killers, Rebels, and Crooks. This is by Patrick Radden Keefe, and I think this is going to talk a lot about like people who are incarcerated, their stories. I think it's a collection of like journalism pieces. I don't think it's one cohesive story like a lot of other Patrick Radden Keefe's other work, which makes me think, like, is this just a book that he's published, or his publishing house has published, or whoever has told him to publish, to hold off for the next book? I don't know that he's publishing, because these journalism pieces that he writes aren't easy to crank out quickly. But I could be wrong about that. That is just my suspicion. That doesn't mean I think it's going to be a bad book. I've liked his work in the past. So did I pick this up because I have a weird connection with Patrick Radden Keefe? Yes, it's not a personal connection. I don't know him, but it's just it's a weird coinkydink. I'm sorry if that was super vague, but it's hard to talk about the specific connection that I have with this author without leading to the doxing of myself. And I don't want to do that. Anyway, the next book that I got is different. This is Gender Through the Eyes of a Primatologist. This is by Franz D. Wall. Yeah, this is just what it says on the tin. It's going to talk about gender through the eyes of primatology and basically come to the conclusion that the conservative idea of two genders is, for many, many reasons. So I'm just gonna continue on. The next book I got is Phasers on Stun: How the Making and Remaking of Star Trek Changed the World. This is by Ryan Britt. And did I just see the title Phasers on Stun and was like, yes, I have to read this? And I have to buy this and own it and have it in my library. And then I read the subtitle and I was like, oh my gosh, even more yes. Because I love Star Trek. I think that Star Trek does a lot for culture and draws a lot on anthropological ideas, specifically to try and teach love and acceptance. And it did a lot in its time. I haven't been watching the more recent Star Treks because I can't, because I don't have Paramount Plus or CBS All Access, whatever it's on. I don't know if it's doing those same things, but in it past, and it has done a lot to further communications. And if you don't believe me, there's a really great series on YouTube called Trek Actually, where a creator talks about a lot of things Star Trek, and specifically things like this book. It is going to talk about in terms of like political, sociological ideals and stuff like that. The next book that I got is Oceans of Grain: How American Wheat Remade the World. This is by Scott Reynolds Nelson. Yeah, this book looked interesting to me. It's just what it says on the cover. I have such a hard time elaborating things about nonfiction books, because I think nonfiction books do such a great job of telling you what the book is going to be about in the title and the subtitle, and you don't really need to know more. So yeah, this is going to be about food. I just like books like that. I find them interesting. The next book is Heaven's Official's Blessing, Volume 3. It's the continuation of the Heaven's Official's Blessing story. I don't really know how to elaborate on this. I don't really know what is going to take place in this book because I am not familiar with the Heaven's Official's Blessing story. I'm figuring it out as I'm reading the books. The next book that I got is Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor. This is by Jiren Zhao. This is a like middle grade contemporary that the author puts out, and I forget which emperor, but he is... Look who came back! Hi! Alright, so, where was I? Right. I was on Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor. But basically this I think Chinese American person, young kid named Zachary Ying is like playing this like video game, and something happens where he has to go on this adventure to like save his family. And who is he like companioned by but one of China's most notorious emperors, whose name is escaping me and it's not in the book sleeve. He's the emperor who started the Qin dynasty. Qin dynasty. You want to come up here? Is that a better spot for you? Okay, so she's just gonna hang out there. Instead of, sorry, he ended like the Warring States period essentially and started the first dynasty in Chinese history. So that's who he's accompanied by, and I just thought that this would be a fun book. I like the author's writing. The next book that I got is one that I have read, and that is Lore Olympus Volume 2. This is a continuation of Lore Olympus. If you've been following the webtoon, you've definitely read this because this is episodes 26 to 49. I don't really have much to say about this. I really like Lore Olympus and that's why I got it, but essentially this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. And I am a sucker for retellings. I don't know what to say. And the very last book that I have to share with you guys today is Genderque. Oh my god. Genderque by Maya Kodobabe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but essentially it's all about her journey going from being assigned female at birth to genderqueer, just like the book says. And I love this book. I thought it was really, really good. I read it and then forced my parents to purchase it for me because I just loved it so much. I thought it was really good. What are you doing? It's just, this book just means a lot to me. This definitely is going to come with me to Boston. It is a graphic novel, so I'll give you a peek at a little bit of the art. So there's some of the art. So there you go. Those are the books that I got. I'm going to pack some of these away and just get them off of my floor. And hopefully the baby is going to be fine with getting off my shoulder, because I kind of don't want her on my shoulder when I'm trying to pack books. She's so funny. She's like part parrot. All right. Can you say goodbye to the people? Do you want to say goodbye to the people? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at you. You're so cute. Everybody loves you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books. What is a book that you've gotten recently that you are really excited about? And I guess leave a peach emoji because you got to stare at Lucy's. You got to stare at the baby's butt. All right. Bye-bye.